So, remember how I mentioned that sometimes working with a shop that handles post-mastectomy fits can be a great way to get the proper forms and shapes that you're looking for if you need the additional volume. The other thing is if you look at post-mastectomy bras, you have a bra that has a pocket inside the cup. Now, what the pocket does when we put a breast form in it is the pocket keeps the breast form contained to where we want it. Now, if you are wearing an underwire bra, the underwire, as long as it's tacking firmly to the body and not shifting around, will hold any kind of prosthetic or form in place generally pretty well. However, if you're looking at a non-wire fit, then you may want to consider looking at a post-mastectomy bra because it does have the pockets to keep the form forward and in place where you want it. Also, you can still get the tension on the band you need without the discomfort of an underwire. I kind of compare it to high heel shoes, okay? I'm really comfortable in my flats and in my runners. When I wear high heel shoes, I usually need a good 20 minutes of walking around to get my balance and get used to being on something with a much finer point. Underwires are the same way. Wearing an underwire bra, it does take practice. It takes time for the body to get used to wearing that wire snug to the body. It's not something that happens overnight. And hey, I have very comfortable, well-fitted underwire bras. There's even days where I can't handle it, and I go to a non-wire option. Having a couple of options between non-wire and underwire as you're getting accustomed to wearing a bra and finding those fits that work for you is always a great idea, because then you won't be uncomfortable for long periods of time. But don't hesitate to look for post-mastectomy for that pocket. Makes it so much easier when you are dealing with enhancers and prosthetics. Now, often I find this is kind of the cliche in shops fitting transgender women is, well, let's just go to a big formed cup. Let's put a big formed cup on there and pad it out. This isn't always the best option. Yes, you get the forming, which gives you some increased volume. However, once again, these bras are generally designed for you to be standing up straight and tall and not always great with movement. And if there isn't enough weight in the bottom of the cup to keep the bra down, you will often find that it tends to move up the body and hit you under the arms and become very uncomfortable. So with formed cups, tread lightly with them. Yes, they can give you that shape and volume, but they may not be practical for your everyday movement. Instead, I love a technology that we call hybrid. So hybrid gives us forming inside the cup to give that extra volume and lift and hold, but you have lace on the top part of the cup to help with movement. And if you are wearing any kind of prosthetic, it's more likely to keep it in there without having it shift forward or pull the bra forward on you. Another thing to keep in mind, and it's the benefit of having if you have broader shoulders, is looking at a balconette style. Now, balconette styles typically have their straps wider set on the shoulders. Now, for women who have narrow shoulders or sloping shoulders, balconettes are usually a complete disaster because those straps can't stay on the shoulders. But if you've got beautiful, broad, square shoulders, this is a silhouette that will look simply stunning on you. Once again, though, I want you to keep in mind that the back has to be low and snug. You need that top part of the back level with the front. If you're finding because of the weight in the front of your bra and the lack of tension back here that this is riding up, you need to go down a band and tighten this up here and lengthen these straps. Always keep that in mind. Now, I also want to show you a couple of full support bras that will help, particularly if you're going through hormonal changes that is growing the breast tissue, or if you're looking to shape the tissue in a slightly different way. Another bra technology that I really love, particularly when women are in flux, where, on a daily basis it seems like the breast can change shape and density, and also, you're trying to shape that breast forward, I love a full cup bra that has side support. So I'm going to bring this here. This has this sling here that's pushing the breast forward. And there's a couple of different styles and technology. This is a lace overlay on tulle, but you can also get great fitting microfiber ones. And I love these bras because they're the most flexible as the body's in transition. Now, once again, you want to make sure that the underwire is fitting fully around your breast, the back is low and snug, you've got long enough shoulder straps. If you are wearing underwire, remember this should be tacking to your chest wall, and when you lift up your arms, it shouldn't be flipping up. However, a cup like this will hold a prosthetic exceptionally well. And if you are having to adjust, because guess what, nothing grows uniformly, and you have one breast bigger than the other, like I do, and you need to wear a prosthetic in one but not in the other, these give a huge amount of flexibility in that. So don't hesitate to try on different styles, and even if it doesn't work right now, it may be something you come back to a little while later. Now, of course, once you've transitioned, once your breasts are in the shape and the size that you've been looking for, or if you've had augmentation, fitting you is no different than any other woman. We're just dealing with the 22 fit points. It comes down to you being comfortable with the shop you're working with and being the beautiful woman that you are. Now, I did want to touch on very briefly for women who are transgender to men. Often we get the question about binders and compression because, of course, until the double mastectomy is done, most men, of course, want those breasts pushed back. And, you know, when it comes to binding, when it comes to compression, it's really not rocket science. You're basically wearing something that is constricted enough, tight enough to push that breast tissue back, and it basically ends up a little more under the arms to give that flat appearance. If I can just make one little note for you. Whenever you're dealing with binding and compression of the breasts, please make sure that you can breathe deeply. I often see young men who are bound, and I watch their posture kind of pull like this. I have also seen where the compression has been so tight that they can't breathe properly. You're not doing yourself any service by not being able to breathe properly. And actually, when you wear a binder with good posture and you've got firm compression, you will look slimmer and trimmer than if you're hunching forward and trying to hide things. Make sure you're keeping your core long and tall, and make sure you're breathing deeply. This is going to be very, very important, particularly as you're healing from the double mastectomy. Healing upright with a strong core and good lungs is going to help you heal better, faster, and get to the place where you want to be sooner. If you have any further questions or anything, we would love to hear your comments on this video. And if you are looking for a safe space, please, when you do find a lingerie shop that works really well with you, make sure you share it. Tell other people, because one, you're helping the shop, and two, you are helping other people. And you know, that's just what we're all here to do. So, any questions? Comment below, like, share, or subscribe to our videos.